So apparently my video just completely stopped. And I don't know why. Is it back on? Oh my goodness. Stream stopped. What do you want? Come on, man. Apparently my video just completely stopped. Okay, that's okay. We're figuring it out. We're going to figure it out. All of it. I don't know why. Because that's life. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments because, oh, storytelling images. Thank you so much. She said it didn't stop on the gram. Perfect. I have to put my phone horizontal for Instagram because that's the only way that I have to hold it up while it's charging. And so I have to like kind of turn my head to see the comments. So I wanted to answer any questions you may have. We're coming into what is traditionally kind of a busy season for me for Boudoir. I have all the bridal sessions coming up, the brides that are getting married in June and July, and all of those good times. It is something that I look forward to. It's kind of fun to work with someone in that stage of life. But then I also really look forward to back to school time because that's when so many of the moms with kids come in, right? Because they can actually do something for themselves. So that's always nice. Come in and ask any questions you may have in the comments. Say hi. I can see people watching, but I don't know who it is. So come in and say hi and let me know if you have any questions that you want me to answer. I wanted to talk a little bit today about systems, but again, if you have any questions, I'm here for you. So just ask in the comments. But I wanted to talk about systems because something has come up for me with my son over and over again. My son and I are very alike. I am 99% sure that I'm ADHD. I've never been diagnosed by a professional, so that is not an actual medical diagnosis for me, but I'm pretty sure that I'm ADHD. And the reason that is an issue is because my mind works a little differently. And I am very much a free spirit. If the moment that you tell me I have to do something, I will be like, fuck you, I do what I want, even if it's what I actually need to do. So I try not to put too many constraints on myself because I know how I work. I'm very self-aware. And as soon as I'm like, I have to do this, and I'll be like, no, I don't have to do anything. It's just my brain. It's just how I work. What I want to encourage you to do is, first of all, to know how you work. Are you like me? Are you someone that doesn't want anyone else to tell you what to do? Or are you one of those people that has to have everything lined up exactly? And it's not to say that one is better than the other, because what happens is for the people who need to have everything lined up exactly as it is, the very linear analytical people, that personality type, when curveballs hit, like last year, 2020 was just like one giant, huge curveball. When those hit, they have a very hard time with that. So one is not better than the other. It's just a matter of how you operate, and knowing how you operate and your tendencies and things that affect you in different ways can be extremely beneficial, because as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you can then build your days around it. So one thing that's come up with my son is that he is very much like me in that we sit in front of the computer. We know we have work to do. We have time to do it, which is like a favorite excuse for everyone, right? I just don't have time. We'll talk about that in another maybe podcast episode or just the tip. But we sit in front of the computer and then we just sit here and we're like, now what? Now what do we work on? What do we do? What should we be doing? I don't know. And then instead of actually doing what needs to be done, I'll be like, maybe I should check on Facebook, which is my own personal issue, which is, again, another podcast episode. But I know that I need to have a very specific list of what needs to be done. Now, what has worked for me recently is to actually schedule that time out. It doesn't work for everyone. And if that's not your thing, that's okay too. And quite frankly, the first few years in my business, I was really resistant to that. I did not want to set up the systems and the thing, I'm like, I don't want it to be so rigid. I really want to just be flexible. I want to make my own schedule. I want to do what works best for me. I want to be in flow, all of these bullshit terms. But I'm guessing that when you have a client, have a session scheduled, let's say at 11, you're not going to call the client at 10:45 and be like, I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it today. Like, I'm not really feeling like it, because that's not a fucking business. Okay. So if you want to run a business, you need to actually focus on business activities. And if you want to just create and make pretty pictures or do whatever it is that you love, then you can do that without making it a business. I feel like our generation has lost this idea of hobbies, things that we do just because we love to. All the things that we do don't have to result in a paycheck for us. So if you want to actually run a business, as a photographer, as a creator, as any type of creative business, you need to focus on those business activities. I understand that you don't want to. I didn't want to either. I understand that they're not as fun, they're not as sexy as creating new things. But guess what? When you focus on those systems that you need to create, it gives you the time and the freedom to do the other things that you so want to do. So, for example, I am not one that loves social media. Except for Facebook, and even that is not really productive. I just don't love this idea of being required to post every fucking day on Instagram. I hate it, quite frankly. Okay. I want to post when I want to post. And that might be 8 posts in one day and then nothing for a week. That's kind of just how I roll. But I know that when I am consistent in my marketing efforts, like email and Instagram, and I struggle with this, I really struggle with consistency. But I know that when I am consistent with these things, with my marketing efforts, with the things that I know bring me clients, that I have the freedom to do other things, and I'm not constantly spinning my wheels working on shit. Okay. Right now, I'm building a new set in my studio. It is turning out to be an expensive investment. I kind of knew, like, I had an idea. I wanted to spend $1,000 on this set. Okay. So it was going to be expensive anyway, because of some furniture involved and stuff like that. But now it's going up to 1,500 because of the floor. And wood is insanely expensive right now. And I was like, can't a girl just get some fucking wood without paying for it in crazy amounts? Wood is up like crazy for anyone watching this later. But this set is turning out to be quite an investment. It's going to be gorgeous when it's done. I'm really excited for it. But at the same time, it's quite an investment. Now, why can I spend that kind of money on something like that? Well, because first of all, it's an investment in my business, and I know it will pay for itself eventually. So it is an investment. It's something that I need to pay for right now, but it will bring in additional business. The images that I create with this set will bring in additional clients. It's something new for my past clients that I've worked with in the past, and maybe they want to come back, but they haven't really seen a reason to. Now they're going to come back because there's a new set, right? But the fact that I can even do this in my business is because I have been consistent in the activities that I need to do to bring in revenue to pay for this. Amanda, so many joke opportunities. The wood is up. That's right. I feel like we need a bumper sticker. The wood is up. Wood is through the roof right now. So I can build this set. I can put that investment into it because of the consistency that I have in my business in booking clients. Now, how am I booking clients consistently? Because of the consistency in my business, in my marketing efforts, because of the consistency in my business in building a community of amazing women. All of these things snowball to work together. And so many people are like, oh, I don't really want to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to pay taxes, but I do. Remember how we were talking about like the rebel tendency? That's just how my brain works. And when they're like, your taxes have to be done by April 15th, I'm like, fuck, they do. And this year, the IRS helped me out because we got another month. So, what are you putting off in your business that you know is going to help because you just don't want to do it? I feel you. There are so many things I don't want to do. There are so many things I don't want to do in my business. Finances, I have to find a new bookkeeper. I love my bookkeeper, loved her, but she's scaling down her business for other things. And now I have to find a new bookkeeper. And guess what? I've been putting that off. It's something I don't want to do, but I have to because I know that when I do that, it will give me the freedom later so that I don't have to keep my own books. How much time is that going to save? How much is that going to give me in the end? There are so many things. We were just talking about in the Facebook group, some things that people have not really wanted to do, but when they do it, they feel better. So for instance, eating good food. I don't want to. I really like brownies. But I know that when I do, I feel better. And in this instance, in the Facebook group, one of my amazing people was talking about cleaning and how we really hate cleaning. And my cleaners are actually coming today. So I had to pick up around the house, right? And I hate doing it. It's such a chore. And I'm like, oh, why do I have to clean before the cleaners? But you know what? After the cleaners leave, I may or may not rub my hand on the counter just to feel how clean it is because it's never ever clean. These things that we don't want to do will give us the freedom and the feelings that we want at the end of it. Jordan said, blogging. Yes, girl, I feel you. I want to encourage you to just get it done all in one day. I know people don't think of it as batching, that you can actually do that, but you totally can. Get it all done in one day, man. Sit down and write out 12 blog posts and then schedule one for once a month. And then if you have more to sprinkle in between, awesome. But if you don't, at least those 12 are done. At least you have consistency at once a month, because that consistency, especially with blogging, is crazy, crazy, crazy important. Amanda said, no, she is. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about, Amanda. Oh yeah, bookkeeper. Yes, she is. And I'm very sad. And so I have to find a new bookkeeper. But I will, even though I don't want to, because I know the freedom that it gives me in the end. I went to Red Rocks or not Red Rocks, Garden of the Gods on Friday, which is this beautiful park in Colorado with lots of hiking. And I kind of just decided in the morning that I wanted an adventure day with my kids, because that's kind of what fills my cup, is trying new things, going fun places, figuring stuff out. And so I am learning that more and more. But I decided very last minute that we're going to Garden of the Gods today, and we're going to do this pretty hike that looks amazing. And I just about died because people are like, it's easy. Bullshit. It's not easy. But we went and we had an amazing time. And do you know why I can do that? Because I have set up systems in my business so that I'm not working every fucking day. If I didn't have these systems set up, if I didn't have this email automation, if I didn't have the booking system set up, I would be constantly on my email all day long. No one wants to live like that. Jordan said accounting and bookkeeping. Girl, I joke all the time that I'm really good at making money, but I'm also really good at spending it. So accounting and bookkeeping is not my strength, but I am working on learning more about financial literacy, because I know, again, it's not something I want to do right now, but when I'm 65 and I want to go play with my grandkids and maybe go to Garden of the Gods with them and not hike that far at 65, then I can. Because I'm setting myself up right now for later. What are you doing in your business to set yourself up for success in 6 months? Because marketing right now, marketing today is not necessarily going to bring you the clients you want right now. Now it might, depending on your marketing efforts, and I can help you with that. But it will set you up for that consistency, which will then bring you what you want. Jordan said, I need to create better surveys to blog it all. Nika, I think Nika, Naika on Instagram. Nika Charity said, hello. Hi. Jordan, surveys. That's on my shop. I don't know if you guys know that. So I don't talk about it enough. I have an online shop that has a ton of my templates and things that I've created. And the post survey questionnaire that I have is available on my shop. And what I do is I basically send out, and they're automated emails. Okay, I'm not personally doing this. I used to have my team do it, and we have recently added in the automation in Pixify, my CRM. So you could use Dubsado, Tave, whatever. But the automated survey goes out so that they can answer the questions and kind of write the blog post for me, because it kind of gets to be this thing of, this session was great. She was awesome. And you know what? All my clients are. They really are awesome. I work with the most amazing women in the world, but to say the same thing over and over and over again is kind of dull. And so I send out these questionnaires, and I just put a link in the Facebook group. I send out these questionnaires and surveys that give me the blog post material, because there's so much more to every client's story. And quite frankly, those stories aren't mine to share. I don't always know what someone has been through, what they're okay sharing. And what someone tells me in their session might be very different from what they want to be attached to their photo online. So this questionnaire, especially for boudoir photography, gives them the opportunity to share their story in a way that they want to share. So I put a link to it in the Facebook group. It's pretty inexpensive. A lot of people tell me that my stuff should be quite a bit more on the shop, but I intentionally want it to be a lower entry point so that you can start putting into place some of these systems that will set you up for success later. I have a system on publication that we have built over several years. I had 21 publications in 1 year from the system. Now, I did not do this all the time. I had a team member that helped me with that. But we put in place a system to track that stuff. There are so many of these systems that will get you what you want when you have consistency. If we weren't submitting for publication with this system consistently, it wouldn't have happened. Okay, if I'm not working on my marketing efforts and at least doing the minimum viable thing, then it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't work. Right? These people have this idea of, well, I'm just going to market today for a week and everyone will come and book me. And it doesn't work that way. Okay. Business is a long game. Anyone that says they're an overnight success is bullshit, because chances are they worked a long time to get there. And then people see these people like Rachel Hollis or these huge names, Oprah. Like, let's go big, right? Go big or go home. We're going to go really fucking big with Oprah. People throw around these huge names of like people to look up to, and you don't think about how long it took for them to get there. So we're constantly comparing where we're at, which may be not at the revenue goals we want, not at the income goals we want, not at the client booking goals we want, whatever. Maybe you're like, oh, she has a studio that's beautiful and I really want that. I don't have a studio. Guess what? It takes time. It took me 5 years from when I started specializing in boudoir until I moved into my commercial space. 2 years from full-time shooting in my home until moving into my studio. This stuff takes time, guys. It does. There's no fun way to say that. There's no better way to say that. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like shoot your dreams in half, but I want you to keep going, because the small things add up to big change. And if you have not read the book Atomic Habits, we did it in Boss Book Club. If you are not in Boss Book Club, why the hell not? It's badassbossbookclub.com. It's literally just us talking about a book and drinking wine. Maybe not wine. It just depends. Usually we are local and we go out to a restaurant here, but our favorite restaurant closed and then COVID happened. And so now we meet online too. But Atomic Habits, he talks so much about those teeny tiny habits that make such a big difference. And when you think about, like, I have these beautiful crystals on my desk. right? They're so pretty. But you don't just hit the rock once and find this in most cases. Okay, it takes that little chipping over time, the little chips, the little tiny hits constantly before you get what you're looking for. So keep going, be encouraged. You can do this. Okay, I'm not a unicorn. Anyone you see is super successful. The Alex Lovelands, the Sue Bryces, the big names in our industry, the big names in the photography industry, in whatever industry you're in, it took time. And you're on your way. Keep going. Give yourself the favor and the love of the consistency in your business and marketing so that you can be where you want to be. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm sure we'll talk about it again. I feel like I repeat myself a lot, but sometimes you just need to hear it 27 times before it clicks, right? So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Jordan said, thank you for the link. You are so welcome. If you guys have never been to my shop, it's pretty simple. I don't have a ton there now. I feel like it's one of those things that I'm just chipping away. I will put up like another product and then a month later another product because I am a working photographer and I work with clients and I have a lot to do. And I also homeschool 2 children. So it's a work in progress consistently. Check out that post session questionnaire. It is Boudoir specific, but you guys, I can't even tell you how much help I've gotten from outside of my industry, and you just tweak it to work. So many people go, why don't you Boudoir? I'm like, so take the questions and switch them around. I mean, what's the best compliment you've ever received? Has nothing to do with Boudoir. That could work for anything. That's one of the questions on there. So take whatever templates, tools, anything you find and tweak it to work it for you. Any questions before I sign off? Q&A Tuesday. I feel like I've been talking instead of answering questions, but I see based on the comments that you guys are okay with that. At least you seem to be. So let me know in the Facebook group if you have questions. If you're watching on YouTube, the community is at businessstraightup.com/community. The only reason I do that is because it's near impossible for me to watch 3 different streams for comments. So if you have a question or a comment, please go to the community. I promise there's no weirdness in there. It's a very, very chill group full of amazing people. And you can find that at businessstraightup.com/community. Have an amazing rest of your day. I don't believe that I have a session on Tuesday next week. I swap between Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So my Tuesday, I have a reveal. I don't have a session though. So Just the Tip Tuesday will be back on its regularly scheduled time and date next week. And we will be chatting on Tuesday. But today, Just the Tip on Hump Day. Just saying. How fun is that? Amanda said, you're telling us what we need to hear. We all need to hear it sometimes, right? We all need to hear it sometimes. And there are so many things that are really, really hard to accept that it's not overnight. I heard something recently that really struck me, and I'm probably going to do a podcast episode on this because we all hate this word entitled, right? Okay. And that's true. We have a lot of people that are very entitled and they think that they just get whatever they want. But how many of us as business owners are crazy entitled? We go into a business, we start a new business, and we have this idea that it's going to work out immediately. Everything's going to work fine. I'm going to build the website and I'm immediately going to book a ton of clients. I'm going to build a Facebook group and I'm going to immediately book a ton of clients. I got a new camera. That means I have new clients. Guess what, guys? We are not entitled to shit working out the way we want. That's not a right. It's not like some inherent God-given right that you start a new business, you will be successful. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. And if it was easy, everyone would do it. And they're not. And you are set apart because you chose to take that step. And that's an amazing step. And high fucking five, because that's a huge risk. It's a big step. So probably some unpopular opinions in this broadcast, but it's necessary because business is a long game. It's so funny. I don't ever pay attention to Instagram when I'm live, so it's so funny to watch people come in and say hi and then leave. Please let me know if there's anything I can help with. I'm more than happy to help. And if there's something in particular that you're struggling with or you want another pair of eyes on, I'm happy to look at a marketing piece and tell you what I think. I'm going to share more of my marketing pieces because I have so many random things that are in drawers, so many cards and little things like that. Because when you're building a business, having a solid brand is a must. And so many of our marketing pieces and stuff, all of this works together. It's like one giant web of everything that works together, right? So have an amazing rest of your day. I can't wait to work with you. I have a new group coaching thing that will be coming out soon because so many of my students tell me how they have all of the steps and they know all of the steps, but they're not doing them. So we're going to address that because action creates clarity. And if you're not taking action, then you are shooting yourself in the foot. And it doesn't matter how many steps you know if you don't actually implement them. So we're going to do it all together. Have an amazing rest of your day. If you need anything from my shop, it's at shopwithbrooke.com. My name does have an E on the end. See? shopwithbrooke.com. And I hope you are having an amazing day. We'll talk soon.